Definitely not to be trifled with. First we find Isabel.
Welcome. Thank you. I doubt you'll get more than that in the capital. And a fine day to you.
I saw it with my own
Welcome. I do like a customer who knows what he wants. And a fine, fine day to you.
I can't do it.
My lord, milady.
We received the dame's message. There have been sightings of strange creatures, I understand.
With the blue eyes. Yes, they've taken so many. I've lost count.
Akashic, but different.
Ultimus thralls. And what of your mistress? Is she here?
Oh, no.
Then we'll look for her then.
Four left for more on the captain's orders.
Madame, please!
Half the garrison's been slaughtered by those things.
We've tried requesting reinforcements. What more would you...
I would have you do your duty. Those at the Vale look to me, and protect them I shall. Because they, in case you have forgotten, the people of this, but more than that, they are your sisters. So you have a choice. Lay down your sword and watch as they are slaughtered.
She speaks the truth, you know. This here, it's all we have.
What we have left is our luck.
Not if we don't have to. Look, there's a cask under the cap.
I'm listening.
I'll have a word with them.
Ah, Clive. I didn't expect help to...
It was a noble effort, but I thought you might still need some support.
I'd like you to consider my needs. What we need to consider is where the creatures came from. The way the survivors speak of them, one would... And perhaps they did.
You're a pikeman, yes? What happened?
I've got family in Moor. I heard the back of them glowing things found...
Leave that to us.
But my family... They're still in the
It's all right. Give me your arm. Did you see the
Creatures? They came out of nowhere.
Do you remember where you were?
On the road from Oriflamme. We just passed Moor when...
It's all right. At least we have an idea of where the thralls might be now. We should head for more.
I assume you have a plan?
Need to find out what...
It was all they could do to escape.
Clyde, look.
I see them. With me!
Should I prime?
Save your strength. So.
Do you think there are more?
There are always more. But I'd say we've done what we can for the time being.
Then we should let Isabel know.
You have the town's thanks.
Don't thank us yet. There will be more. Many more. And you'll need to be ready for them.
Oh, we shall. Isn't that right, Captain?
Yes, milady.
Philippe here has convinced most of the men to remain at their...
Hearing that the Dane would look kindly on any man who committed himself to the task certainly didn't hurt. It's not the most selfless of motives, I'll admit. What? Now me, I never needed convincing. I became a soldier to protect the people I love. And the people I love include the ones standing before me.
Handsome and chivalrous.
Now, if you don't mind, I have sentries to post. Milady.
Lest you wonder, I'm not foolish enough to believe that this has solved all of it, but it has solved one. And that's one few.
This man's gonna die if we don't get him to a healer.
Martha. It's good to see you.
And you, Clive. Jill?
Otto said you'd been attacked by a Kashik.
Those skies are what happened. Not long after, there were hundreds of them. Tried to storm the hill. The rest are still down there now. And while we have a few willing...
What do you think, Clive?
That we join the fight.
I thought you'd never... Now, where I need you is the Fallen Gate. Let the men know you've come to help.
We're on our way.
Do you think there are as many as Martha says?
More.
You don't think they've abandoned us, do you?
Clive, wounded.
We deal with the Akashic first. Farewell.
These men don't have the look of hired swords.
If you've come to rob this place,
You are mistaken, my Lord Ross. We're here by Madame Martha's leave.
how do you know my name?
Forgive me, my lord. There wasn't time for introduction.
Wade's men? Where is your commander?
Sir Wade left earlier with a scouting party.
Did he? Take your wounded back. Martha will see you're looked after.
And to think you took them for thieves.
When did Wade and his men...
Not long after Rosalith fell. The Guardians asked they were making ready to leave just as the skies turned.
Martha! The scouting party's almost at the lift. But they got a pack of a can! They got wounded with them!
Damn it all.
We'll worry about them.
You look after everyone here. If any can still fight...
I will. You...
Mad dogs. The lot.
Squire, I need you to get those who can still walk up the lift to Martha's. But what about... I didn't ask, Oscar. Sir.
So Wade.
Lord Rossfield.
Martha seemed to think you might need some help, and by the looks of it...
We thought we could sneak by, but we didn't know there would be so many.
Behind you!
Damn it! We need to get...
Do you think we can hold them off?
We can certainly try. Are you with us, Sir Wade?
Always.
Then let's do our duty. Finished.
Is anyone hurt?
I don't think so.
And yet again, you've pulled me from the flames. It's just a pity I keep walking into them.
You've never been one to shy away from danger, Sir Wade.
I see you're all in one piece.
Martha!
Is something wrong?
The lookout saw smoke coming from down Eastpool way. Too thick.
A second horde.
Feel like finishing the job.
Always.
Jill and I will make for Eastpool. You'll need to move the injured without us.
Don't you worry about them.
The moment my men are safe, I'll follow. Good luck.
Mad dogs. The lot.
This man's gonna die if we don't get him to a healer.
Just patch me up as quick as you...
They're headed for the rest.
We have to slow them down. Martha and the others won't be ready.
Farewell.
Fire and flame!
Nice try.
Something's coming.
Apologies, my lord. Did I miss anything?
Only the first round to wait. Shall we?
Nice try. Nice try.
Do you see any more?
No. I think that was the last of them.
But it won't be long before the next lot arrive.
Then we make for Martha's while we can.
What did you find out there?
The same as Sir Wade. Scores of Akashic.
Well, wherever they came from, they're gone now. Our lookouts say the lowlands are clear. Hopefully we'll have enough time to lick our wounds.
How many of your men were injured?
Damn sight less than if you hadn't turned up. Thank you.
It was a hard-fought victory. But as long as the skies remain dark, I fear the Akashic's numbers are only going to rise. It's not a matter of if the Horde will be back, but when. And whether that's sooner or later, we'll need to be ready. The inn here affords a good view of the land, and is easily defendable. I'd like to make this one of our outposts.
What do you say, Martha? You'd have more men to guard the rest.
Well, when you put it like that, of course they can stay.
My lord, there's someone I'd like you to meet. Oscar, over here.
It is an honor to make your acquaintance, Lord Rosfield. I am Oscar. Oscar of House Murdoch.
Murdoch? I wasn't aware the Lord Commander had children.
Oh, he didn't. But his brother, my father, did. I am Sir Rodney's nephew.
Well, go on, then. It's not for me to ask him.
Yes, Sir Wade. If it please you, my Lord Marquis, might you take me as your squire? I would learn the duties of a shield from the finest.
I'm sorry to disappoint you, Oscar, but I'm a shield no longer. Nor was I ever the finest. And spending time in the company of an outlaw hardly seems a fitting education for one aspiring to take his oaths.
My Aunt Hannah once told me that a man is not defined by his title, but what he does in its name. You have accomplished much since taking on the mantle of Cid, winning no little honor in so doing. And I would sooner serve under an honorable outlaw than an unworthy shield. Not that Sir Wade and the Guardians are... I mean to say that,
It's all right. We know what you mean. There is only so much the boy can learn from me, my lord.
But a squire...
Would that really be so bad? You were a squire once. And I'm certain Sir Rodney would approve.
Know that I'll show you as much leniency as your uncle showed me.
I would not have it any other way. I will not let you down, Lord Rosfield. You or my uncle.
We shall be staying here for the time being, and not just for the ale. I'll have one of my men escort Oscar to Benimir once he's said his farewells.
Fucking thieving bastards!
Cid! Your new companion appears much more formidable than your uncle. Should I be worried?
Jill. Clive is...
All lies, I'm...
Your Stolas said that Dalamil has a bandit.
Indeed. Although...
Any idea where they...
The desert's a big place, but the fact is...
What did you say to...
Ah, as if by magic. Let's just say we've... And at this rate, it won't be the actions of the back. I've tried reasoning with the dissenting parties, but even the Desert Hare has...
Perhaps we could talk to them.
What makes you think that...
What makes you think they will?
She makes a fair point, Cid. And you won't have wasted much.
Suppose we just follow the shouting.
You wouldn't talk like that if it had been your men whose throats were slit. We hire mercenaries and have them mount the bandits' heads on our walls as a...
And what happens when those mercenaries are slaughtered like your men? We're better off using that coin to buy food and supplies. If we hire mercenaries, the only thing we're buying, and you cannot fill empty bellies with that. Do you hear me?
But what happens when they come back?
That's enough. Both of you. Any more of this and I'll throw you out myself. Come back when you're ready to talk like adults.
Victor. What's he doing here?
Sid. And Lady Jill. What brings you here?
I was about to ask you the same thing.
Costness is in chaos, and the markets have all but ceased to The Briar's Kiss here in Dalamil is the only place I can reliably obtain supplies. I was here to do just that when Master Lubor told me of his troubles. He thought I might be able to talk some sense into these fools. But if... You're here. I suppose his patience must be waning.
Who are those people?
Those were the thorns in Lubor's side. And the reason this place might be headed the same way as Costner's. It's these accursed skies. Or an entire...
We're still working on the skies. But in the meantime, perhaps we can find a solution to...
I hope so.
So? What I saw was a room full of people who were angry and afraid, but if left to smolder.
That my thoughts. Both sides wish to protect their homes and livelihood.
And if there's one thing bandits like...
What would Sid the Out...
Well, if it were my namesake, he'd let them choose for themselves, and be on hand to pick up the pieces when it all went.
That sounds like a recipe for...
A recipe for disaster is precisely what it is. While it's plain neither Conrad nor Natalie will... It may still be possible to make them... before presenting them with a third.
And that would be?
To pool our resources.
When all that fear and anger can be
It appears we have a plan. Victor, pay Conrad a visit. See if you can't...
As you wish.
Don't worry, Victor and I will do most of the talk.
Play along.
What he means to say is yes.
Picture it, Conrad. Your own city. Ah, here she is, Conrad. May I introduce you to Jay?
A pleasure, my lady.
The pleasure is all mine.
As I told you, I summoned the commander here.
Victor says you told that there aren't any men left.
True as the crystals cracked. Nobles came and claimed every last one worth his salt. And not just from us Red Wings. You know of the 7 high houses. There must be 2 swords assigned each one. Granted, we have a few boys left. If it's boys you're looking for.
Well, Conrad, are you saying that Dalamil's finest cannot defend this town better than a gaggle of unblooded striplings? That a band of beardless youths could better avenge the deaths of your prey?
Absolutely not. We'll show those bastards who they're dealing with.
I can't believe that actually worked.
Conrad's not what you called them. And there's a reason why I had you do the talking and...
My shop.
If I had my pickaxe, I would...
I mean, it may still be possible to buy something. Ah, here he is. Natalie, allow me to introduce Lord Underhill of Randalar's prestigious League of Merchants.
Lord Underhill. At your service.
Underhill?
I was just telling the good lady of our conversation, my lord, and how you were lamenting the state of the capital's stores.
Lubor says that not only are the granaries almost empty, but that war and the Blight mean this season's harvest won't be enough to fill them for winter.
Indeed, certainly that is the case. The nobles in the capital are buying up the city's stocks of barley and wine, driving the prices higher than most commoners can afford. It is only a matter of time before the peasants revolt.
It is. And while I applaud your... Which means that now, more than ever, we will need to secure... If our humble town is to endure not only this hard...
All right. If it will help to protect my home, I'll do it. But you needn't have gone through this charade.
Thank you, Clive.
She saw right through it.
I didn't say it was good. Merely that now my scouts should be returning shortly. Maybe.
I'm not convinced our roles in this ruse were entirely necessary.
I don't know. Conrad seemed quite taken with you.
Mummy, I'm scared.
Oh, I'm ruined.
Good news, Sid. Both Conrad and Natalie have somewhat gracefully accepted their new roles. With time, they may even learn to...
Time no longer appears to be the luxury it was before lunch.
I take it your scouts found the bandits.
Technically, it would be the bandits who found my scouts. It appears they march for Dalamil as we speak. All of them.
You're not serious.
They don't just want food, they want the whole day.
I have a favor to ask. I'm told the bandits march in 2 groups. One from the south and one from...
Very well. Jill and I will meet...
The rest, my friend, the stakes I concede are high. But if this does not unite Dalamir,
That is a lot of faith to put into those who had their
then it will be for us to see that their hands are kept occupied. And I do mean us.
I thought you might say that.
We'll hold them off for as long as we can.
And we will do the same.
The women folk have come to welcome us.
I'll take that one.
He's all yours.
Stay down! Farewell! They mean to overwhelm us. Titan! Fire and gear! Too slow. Nice try. Enough. Soil and stone! Too slow.
The townspeople. Could they have held out?
I don't hear any fighting. What do you think?
That we should hurry.
Natalie, you did well out there.
Without you, there would have been no line to hold. You saved us, Conrad. You saved Dalamil.
We all saved Dalamil.
Conrad seems to have had a change of heart.
I'd say they both have.
I take it from your presence that our visitors from the desert won't be joining us either. Pity.
The plan worked, Sid. Granted, it only took an army of bloodthirsty...
Calm now, Victor. Why quibble over the details? We are united, and that As for you, Sid, you fight
I'll take that as a... Our friends seem to have things under... Troll? For now, at least.
Did you see the pair that got hauled into tires? Did you see that? Tell me you saw that.
Welcome to the Patron's Whisper. Is everything we've received and everything promised? All yours. Here you are. Come again. I may have... for ya.
Seems the hideaway's lost its appetite.
Still alive, are you? Go on, then. I'll be thankful you got that much. You got out else?
There's a storm coming, Sid.
Good morrow to you, my friend. I have compiled some new entries, if you would like to see them. There is a fascinating excerpt I've been meaning to show you. What subject shall we consider today? The door to the shelves shall ever be open.
There's a storm coming, Sid.
Was wondering when you turn up. Had owls from all our friends thanking you. How is it you always manage to...
Luck, I suppose. Any word on the rest of the realm?
Let's see. The nations are still in chaos, and the skies are still the colour of a kick in the kidneys 2 days on.
Right.
Clive, we knew this was going to happen. Well, not the bleeding skies part, but now's the time to visit the infirmary.
Thank you, Odd.
So it was not Sylvester, but Olivier who served as Ultima's puppet. And when Dion learned of this, he sought to slay the fiend. Only for his father to take the spear that would have freed him. Enough to drive a man to madness.
Small wonder he hasn't stirred. I would be afraid to wake.
Had I but reached out to him sooner, warned him of the threat Ultima posed. But now, both an empire and her prince lie broken.
Joshua, what do you know of Ultima?
Very little, I'm afraid. Despite my best efforts. 18 years ago, as I lay buried beneath the rubble of Phoenix Gate, 'twas not death who came for me, but another. And it was while in my rescuer's care, I first heard of Ultima. I've been chasing his shadow ever since. Ultima is driven by some deep, dark purpose, and for whatever reason, it would seem you are crucial to his designs. He will stop at nothing to have you, even if that means toppling an empire.
But why me? What possible use could I be to such a creature?
That is one of many answers that have eluded me. Yet, I am certain of this. It is not mere chance. You were chosen for a reason. All dominants carry within them the might of an icon. Nigh limitless power that is at once acutely limited. I wield fire, and only fire.
And I only ice. 8 wardens for 8 elements. But you, Clive.
You are different. You're special. Your abilities begin with the flames of Ifrit. But they do not end there. The fact Ifrit can even exist goes against everything we thought we knew of dominance. Perhaps Ultima has been waiting for one such as you, whose potential is truly limitless.
I've encountered that thing several times now. If it or he, as you say, needs me, Why hasn't he claimed me as he did the boy?
Were I to hazard a guess, I'd say the two of you are somehow incompatible. His mind not properly attuned to your body.
His mind?
Mind, awareness, spirit, call it what you wish. But I believe Ultima to be an embodiment of the concept. This is why I struggle and fail to contain him here inside me.
I'm sorry. Inside you?
With every setting sun, I feel my strength wane. And though the Phoenix's flames mend the prison I have made for Ultima, they do so at a cost. We must find a means to bring an end to him before I meet my own.
What were you thinking?
It was that or let him take Clive. And I've always had a soft spot for my brother.
But that doesn't mean you should sacrifice yourself to save me.
Joshua. Clive, it's Gav. There's an army of Akashic at the gates of Canver.
Well, what's the short of it?
It's all Tyre told you. The capital of the Free Cities is under siege by an army of monstrosities. The city guard are doing their best to stem the tide, but numbers ain't on their side.
What of Lord Byron and Mid? Were they able to escape?
No, but they're all right for now. They're hiding with Gav at midship.
We have to get them out of there.
And we shall. Otto, prepare a Stolas. Tell Gav to stay exactly where he is.
Understood.
Vivian, what's the swiftest route to the Free Cities?
That sounds like a question for the map. Look here. This road, through Tabor, should provide the least trouble.
Good.
What a coincidence. Tabor is exactly where I'm bound.
Joshua, bed is where you should be bound.
You don't think I told him the exact same thing?
Were Tyre not such a talented healer, I would surely have been inclined to agree. But, thanks to her ministrations, I feel I may safely rejoin my attendant, who was to wait for me in Tabor if we became separated.
All right, we travel together.
Clive!
If he stays close to me, he'll be fine.
Thank you, brother.
I'll look after him.
Did you see that? Tell me you saw that.
Is a storm coming, Sid?
Will there be...
Sid, perhaps you can...
I can certainly try.
It's not who, but what. I borrowed them to teach the little ones about weight, and shortly after the lesson, well, they vanished. My first thought was that they'd taken them off somewhere to play, but when I asked, they swore which almost certainly means they had...
Perhaps a visit from Sid.
I don't like to imagine that my pupils would lie to me. They were in the atrium when I last...
Seems the hideaway's lost its appetite.
Book. Here, you put me in this situation, Clive.
Are you sure it's me you're looking for?
I'm all the cook will be needing, thank you very much. What I want... You remember Ivan's stew, right? So I thought I'd try making one of these supposed masterpieces myself.
It wasn't as straightforward as you'd hoped?
Yeah, but this is my blimmin' kitchen, and I will not be outdone. So if you don't want to be seen as playing...
I've never been one to play favourites, Molly. So...
A fried mortress of skyworm. Recipe seemed easy enough to an old hand. Only, turns out skyworm livers and drake's mint are not what I thought they were.
Ivan said the recipes in the culinary pilgrimage date back centuries.
Wow. Kindly old fella.
Fine. And if
You do that.
Lawsman Harpocrates.
Ah, Valicia, the young man, did a wonderful job with...
That's actually why I'm here.
Ah, so the fabled Sandbrequois delicacy is next on the menu. Delightful. Now, skyworm is a somewhat antiquated name for the wyvern.
Dragon livers.
One would have thought the disciples of Bahamut would have a touch more reverence for their icon. I believe the specific dragon the recipe demands is the blueback wyvern.
So we know where to look for our liver.
Saint's bonnet in contemporary parlance. I gather that one I may add.
Meaning that if I find one...
Best of luck, and do save me a bite once the...
Rutherford, where would he be at Martha's Rest?
What am I gonna do?
Is everything all right? You seem more...
Oh, I don't know what that... Oh, I think Nan might be...
It's all right.
Folk are saying she's been selling to bandits and cutthroats and that. I mean, she's fond of a chance to make, but she'd never do business with baddies. I wanted to ask her about it myself, but she'd never give you...
Don't worry. Of course. Lady Karen.
Not nearly as...
You're doing good trade there.
What exact... Not once in 5 long years do you pay my affairs half a...
Just... all right.
Oh. Are you? And who was it who knows me so well as to tell...
All I know is that someone in Dallam...
And what? You believe it? Look, I've done things I'm not proud of. But that woman is no more. And you know...
You're right, Lady Karen. It was wrong of me to...
No. I reckon you...
Of course. I spoke that the rumors were unfounded, along with some other things. And while it sounds like she may have done things...
Oh, I knew none. But why would people...
No, but people do things for all sorts...
That trader, he said they were all talking about, so that's where I'm going.
Are you sure that's wise?
Oh, but that...
I heard the Emperor was impaled on his...
We're all gonna die! You hear me?
What do you reckon we should do? I say we should just tell Miss Shirley.
You'll get us all...
Sid! Hard at your studies, I see. It's not a set of scales, is it?
No. Of course it isn't.
Well, not anymore, it's not.
And just how long hasn't it been one?
We're sorry.
But we didn't break them.
Just like Miss Middle.
Miss Midadol? Why would she have you dismembering...
Because that's the only way to become a ninja-neer.
Miss Middledol said the best way...
Well, then your work is already half...
The taking apart was easy enough.
Speak for yourself. The heavy thing goes at the bottom.
You three need to learn to take responsibility. So let's have a look at these parts with fresh eyes, shall we? All right. Every piece has its own role to play. If even one of them is missing, the scales won't work. You already know one of the pieces. The body. Its role is to support... This is called the arm. Why do you suppose that is? It doesn't look much like an arm.
You're right. It looks more...
You've ridden a chocobo before, haven't you, Sid?
I'll think about it.
Hold things. So wait, maybe this arm holds things too?
Good thinking. These round parts are called the pans.
I do. Molly, but these aren't for frying bangers, you... But what if I wanted to weigh...
What are the chains for? Holding the pans up?
Well spotted. Which means something must hold the chains up in turn. This tiny piece is what's called a cogwheel, or gear.
I have. Miss Middledol.
She puts them in all her inventions.
That's right. They're very useful when you want to make things move. Do you remember if there was anything on the...
I remember the arm moved when I tried weighing an apple.
Not my fault. You shouldn't have tried weighing it before lunch.
You know what part's supposed to move and how it's so. Let's put the pieces together first, see what doesn't move, and then stick the cogwheel to that.
Not a bad idea. So, now that we've taken stock of the parts and learned what they...
I think we've got...
Then here's what we'll do. You tell me what goes...
Well, obviously you need to start with the body.
And the arms go on the body, just like real arms. And then the arms hold the pans.
Very good. Let's see if that works. Ah.
Yes! We did it!
Well, with Sid's help.
Oh, I just put the pieces together. It was you three engineers who showed me how...
That's right. We're Miss Middledol's hairs.
Her hairs?
Yeah. Hairs for the future. She's showing us her secrets now, so we can...
What do you think, Sid?
With a little more help from Miss Middledol and Miss Shirley, I'd say...
You hear that?
Until then, though, do try to be honest with Miss Shirley.
Hey, look! We never used the cogwheel.
You don't think Sid forgot? Didn't happen to forget anything, did you, Sid?
We're all gonna die! You hear me?
I heard the Emperor was impaled on his own. Seems the
Is a storm coming, Sid? Will there be...
Well?
It was as they thankfully, although actually
Sid, do you know why?
she told me it was because her studies had been interrupted by events in...
No, it isn't. The university offered her a commission. To anyone else it would be an opportunity. But to Mid, but that should come as no surprise. She's only...
Which explains her heirs. She's working to give them a better life.
Oh, you've given them far more than that.
It's like a dream. The four of us out walking like... used to.
Enjoying this, are you? Gav and the others could be in danger as we speak.
You're right. I'm sorry. Yote is a fine scout. If Canva was attacked, she will already have begun gathering information.
Tabor isn't far. We should pick up the pace.
Bandits may be no more, but look what they've left us.
It shouldn't be too hard to find goods.
The gentlemen of the town guard are strapped.
Fuck! How the hell did they find it? No one knew where I was keeping that gill.
The finest cell sort.
Could be I know something more.
Clive! I found someone who says he's...
Have you?
Go on.
All right. It's like I said. A wizened old crone by the name of Karen's been selling
Says the more swords and spears she puts in people's hands, and the more war being waged. And who will they? Why, the good Reaper herself.
And you've seen this?
Aye, you'll find her right here,
Here in Dalamir. Where exactly?
She has a stall here in the market. But it'd be a bolder man than me that feeling bold, travel. Now, if that's all.
Sorry to.
You don't think that...
Not unless she's discovered the secret of how...
Eh?
Lady Karen hasn't left the hideaway in weeks.
Good question.
And I'll visit this storehouse.
All right.
You too, Goots.
What a mess. You fought very bravely.
The safety of the town is in our hands.
Ready, go? Time to brave the Viper's Nest. Straight home now.
Just you, is it?
It was a fairly So,
that's up to die a slow death. Boys, he's all yours. But that sword is mine.
leave now and we can pretend this didn't happen. Go on.
When the Borgwyn finds out you've killed his... He only wanted that bull of a manservant. The dim one. You weren't even...
What were you going to do to him?
The Borgwyn wanted him to get... I was only supposed to point the lamp in the right direction. Then you... Well...
You're not worth the effort.
Fucking coward!
I need to find Goot.
Get your filthy paws off me, you naughty pig!
Stop calling and stop spreading them all!
For they are not lies. Every
Goose.
He's gonna kill Nan! He said she had to pay...
After what she did, it is only right. That loathsome harpy's very existence... Goots, was it? Only with you. Run along now.
No.
No?
I don't care what she did. Promise me you won't, or I'll kill you myself!
Goots, no.
Enough, all of you!
But how did you?
You're a sight less clever than you think you are, the pair. Well, the whole thing got me thinking, who in Dalamil might bear me a grudge? And as certain though it was just Bogan back then, I thought the years might have taught you some sense. But I see you're the same pants-pissing craven you've always been. What was it we called you? Wet legs?
You... Everything that... It was all... And now you'll finally pay for...
Goots, you...
If you want a piece of Nan, you'll have to go through...
Fuck!
You great galoot. Out of the way, I can... So, wet legs. You remember what you told me when we last met? An eye for an eye. Wise words, sir. And now... Sorry to keep...
Is he...
Dad, it's an easy going through life, one eye short of a pair. After all, I should know.
You don't mean...
Oh, don't tell me you didn't notice. Lost it to old Wet Legs back when we were... Said I'd stolen from his strongbox. I'd done nothing of the sort, mind. But so took some of my own. Sorry, lost everything. His coin, his clients... But he crossed a line, dragging put. He didn't hurt you, did it?
No, Nan. Still got all my arms, see? Legs too. But...
Well, if he does, best we take the other eye, then we work our way down. But something tells me the Wet Legs is right. Let's get you back to the hideaway. You've attracted quite enough attention already.
Remind me never to cross...
My lord Marquis, is that... It is you. I am Sebastian.
Of course.
Yes, man.
And what was so sensitive that you...
1,000 apologies, my lord.
It's all right.
I am here tasked with learning what I am able... And what I have learned is grim. The subsequent darkening of the heavens has only made things worse. The gears of governance have ground to a halt. The realm threatens. Your lord, uncle...
That sounds...
It is. Hence my...
Alas.
I have lost... They are both able-bodied and trained in the sword, yet in these...
So you want me to fight? I'll need to know...
One I sent to investigate the Republic.
That doesn't exactly narrow it down.
Thank you, my lord.
It's not going to be easy for... One man in an entire republic. Let's hope someone here's seen some.
The bandits may be new, but look, they've left us.
Mummy,
The gentleman of the town guard.
Ready, go? Run like the wind.
Someone's got himself in trouble.
I don't see your master here, so you can start by giving us all the coppers in your purse.
I already told you. Please!
I'll deal with this.
Thank
you. That one's mine.
Or you can go back to your garrison.
Oh, you're... He hasn't had many...
I'd expect as much from Hugo's faithful, but... These were men of the Fist.
Much has changed in the Republican army since they lost their...
You've seen this kind of thing before?
Many times.
You're one of Rutherford. You sent me to look...
Well, then you have my thanks. I fancy I arrived in Dalamil several days ago, but when I called upon his men confiscated my effects and locked...
The captain is no more. And his men make the rule.
Fortunately, I was able to bribe my way free.
What of the Fist Central? Surely they wouldn't allow such lawless...
I would imagine they are unaware of it. Most of the army, as those who weren't recalled, now rule the fringes unchecked.
And it's worse than we imagined. You should return to Rosaria.
I'll find a caravan heading... you won't mind if I borrow...
Not at all. Now, if he was bound for Oriflamme... There's a lot of road between here and the capital. Rutherford's man could be anywhere. Good girl.
Fly, Ambrosia.
deserve a rest. What happened here?
If you're with the others, they've already relieved me of my belongings.
I'm not. I'm looking for someone who was sent here by a man named Rutherford.
And then you found him. I'm Alice
of the Seven. It's been. Is she well?
My Lord Marquis? I was on my way back from the old capital when I saw some village
bandits.
They looked more like... It didn't matter in the end.
Which way did they go?
South.
All right. Found enough. You head back to Northreach.
Thank you.
Come on. They just couldn't resist, could they?
This one's ours, pretty boy.
It's over. Make for the town while you can.
You don't need to tell me twice.
This looks to be all...
I thought I told you to make...
And stand by, as ill might befall the heir to the ducal throne.
It's just Clive, which is more than can be said.
I will survive.
Strange that the garrison wouldn't intervene in such a brazen attack, so...
The garrison have their hands full inside the city. There are few hands left to work the fields, and the market stalls are nearly bare, and the price for what remains is exorbitant. It's not uncommon to... When I said the ones who attacked me didn't have the look of bandits...
Rockford, if you are to continue, you first need to seek the...
I shall return to Northreach right away, but... Allow me to thank...
Don't thank me.
I suppose he'll be wondering. I shall send a Bistolus as soon as I'm able.
My uncle certainly has his work cut out. I should go and tell Rutherford that his colleagues are still in one piece.
Fly, Ambrosia.
No need to ride from here.
Nothing like a little unrest.
There were ghosts at the gates, not days.
You needn't fret. The creatures...
To the meadows, then.
That's what they kept.
Let's go. Hippocrates said I should be able to find what I'm looking for somewhere nearby. Bright blue dragons and bright yellow flowers. Should be easy enough to spot. This must be our wyvern. Right. Let's get this over with. That's the wyvern's liver. Now I just need to find the herbs. Bright yellow with a heady scent. I think that's everything Molly needs to resurrect. I see you're still...
The rest... Look, speaking of...
I only happen to be in the right. They both seem to think that...
I am afraid that Storm is in crisis, and we must...
As it is, Ma.
Seems the hideaway's lost its...
So?
I did, and he was as helpful as...
And what precisely will I be cooking?
Blueback wyvern liver. And, a herb.
Ah, wyvern livers, was it? Now then, you stay right where you are. Let's hope these grand old chefs of yore knew what... And here we have it. Fried mortress of Scott. Ivan's offered to make sure it's fit for consumption. Well, I said...
And rightly so. Is there any
So...
What? The crackle of the crust gives way to an almost violent richness. Yet, it is the piquant kick. It is a tour de force.
A force of nature, even. A maelstrom of flavour and sensation.
I think he likes it.
Well, I can't quite tell with all that nonsense he's talking. But I reckon you might be...
Decent. It's remarkable. Sid, might I suggest that you command a party of your finest men and women?
I'll give it some thought.
Nothing like a dish of cold...
I didn't mean... I just thought...
Aye, well, someone had to. You reckon the both of us would be worth... You've always been me, and I'd have you stay that way.
Well, I will. If you...
Why, you bit... Fine. Play the...
Thanks, Nan.
There's nothing he wouldn't...
That's as maybe. But if he's ever to make his... He'll need to start looking out. Till then, he'll need people to watch his back.
Of course.
Stop it. You make me... I don't go thinking that'll do you any favours. Let me tell you...
All right.
Them rumours Wetlegs were spreading. Might be they weren't just tales plucked out of... You see, there were a time when I weren't too particular about who was sold. Some women lust after blood, others after flesh, but me... I were always one for gold. And to satisfy that lust, I sold to opposing armies, stabbed my every client in the back, made myself... Well, then one day I met him, said he'd give me access to a realm-wide community of like-minded individuals in constant need of steel and sundries.
Was that the first time you met?
Aye. And I fell right into his damn trap. He was true to his word, so I ended up being true to mine. And I soon started, and all without aiding or abetting any outlaws. Except Sid himself, that is. Told me about his plan to topple the mother crystals, you know. Said that with them gone, the realm... Want for all manner of things. An opportunity for the likes of me to mint Gil. Why, I reckon an enterprising individual... And that's when he had me. I emptied my stores that day, and the rest, as they say, a dozen years on, and I'm still not the richest damn. But I can say that I have never been happier. You've all shown me...
That there are.
So don't you go messing it all up. Or you'll have... Clive. Go on, then. You got out else? I'll be thankful you got that much. Is that all?
Mindless though they are, an Akashic horde large enough to besiege the free cities is not to be trifled with.
Did you see that? Tell me you saw that. How are you doing? Anything catch your eye?
We can use the ruins to cross the ravine.
Assuming they would allow it, the Echoes have a will of their own.
Thanks, Gal.
Give me thunder!
Tell us about Yote, Joshua.
She's strong-willed, loyal, and deadly with a blade. Much like Clive, but with better manners.
Hey, do. Where are you off to now, then? Bound for the Free Cities, bro?
You're injured. What happened here?
It's my own men. There's a village not far from it.
I'll go. Rest well, Salt. You said the encampment was closed. Let's hope the Akashic are still there.
Another ether flood. They're everywhere now.
We can't go around it.
Then we'll just have to be careful.
Good. Got here in time.
Is someone there? Please, I can't move my leg.
That doesn't sound like an Akashic. You're with the battalion?
I am.
Taken care of.
Another survivor.
His...
He was right to send you. Tabor is safe, thanks to you. You seem...
You must have me
Wait. That scar.
Son of a whore. You're Sid. I was there, in Cosnis, when you killed my brothers. I was there in Rosalith, when you killed my commander.
My war with Hugo Kupka is over. I bear no ill will toward those who followed him.
What of my ill will?
When your wounds have healed and your head has cooled, come and find me if you must. Though I hazard your life would be better spent in service of those who need it. Or have you forgotten your oath to the Republic?
My oath? What would you know of oaths?
I know how hard they are to keep. Which is why I'm giving you the chance to keep yours.
No. Lord Kupka told us of your crimes. You are an...
Man.
I am nothing like you. But if you're not gonna kill me, just know...
We're nearly there.
Have you been to Tabor before?
There are a few places I haven't.
Where now, Joshua?
There is a residence just inside the city gates. She awaits us within.
Welcome, welcome. Got anything else for me?
I feel like I fleshed 100 skins today.
My Lord Marquis, it is an honor. I am Yote, Knight of the... Undying, charged with the protection of His Grace Joshua Rosfield, Keeper of the Flame of the Phoenix.
Of course. It all makes sense now.
Would you care to elaborate?
The Undying are loyal servants to the ducal throne. Or more specifically, to its heir. They have served our family for generations, albeit from the shadows.
Since their inception, they have been tasked with the preservation and enactment of the rites of ancestral communion. After the events at Phoenix Gate, it was the Undying who delivered me to safety. And since the day I left Rosaria, Yotei has been my constant companion and protector. Without her sword, I would not have survived my journey across the realm.
Rise, Lady Yotei. You saved my brother. I owe you a debt I can never repay.
I but did my duty.
Come now. Tell us what you've discovered.
Your Grace. It is as you feared. The vessel we spied off the coast of the Crystalline Dominion on the night of her fall. It was the Einherjar. Beyond any doubt.
The Black Galleon.
Joshua, the Einherjar is the Royalists' flagship. What business would they have in the Dominion?
Upon learning of Waloed's involvement in recent events at Drake's Fang, I sensed the malign influence of Ultima, and bid Yotei and the Undying look into the matter.
We have reason to believe that the Black Galleon weighed anchor shortly after the fighting began, and set a course due south.
For Canva. Then it is Waloeda Knights who besiege the cities.
What is left of them, yes. And the Black Galleon sails at but one man's behest. Barnabas Tharm.
But are we truly safe here in the Agora?
The city guard have been paid, if that's what you're implying.
All the more reason for them to run.
Well, you are free to leave, Lord Minister.
Markets abandoned, warehouses aflame, blackened hulls choking every port in the capital. Canva is ruined.
The realm teeters on the brink of chaos, and all you can think about is commerce!
Forgive us. We were not aware Dhalmekia now subsisted on charity.
How dare you!
Distinguished members of the Council, you must forgive His Majesty this intrusion.
What is the meaning of this?
A trifle crowded, but I fear it will have to serve, my liege.
Very well.
My colleagues, do you not see? The King! He has come to save us from the Akashic! He is a gift from the heavens, divine intervention, our very salvation.
And of course, if it is compensation he requires, we would be most willing to negotiate a fair price for services rendered.
Fools! Your ignorance unbecomes you.
Your Majesty, correct me if I'm wrong, but I would swear that the fiends washing the cobbles of Canva with the blood of her citizens wear the colors of Waloed. Ha! So you do not deny it. Guards, fetter them, and see our guests to the dungeons!
Enough.
Pathetic creatures.
that you should imagine yourselves worthy of salvation. The girl is still here, somewhere in the city. Her consciousness fair dripping with her late father's hubris. A consciousness to which Mythos is inextricably bound and inexorably drawn. See that he is made welcome.
Yes, Your Majesty.
Come, Mythos. Surely the prince's light cannot have sated you.
So then, how long has Waloed been under Ultima's control?
How long indeed? Based on what we know of Barnabas's actions, I would guess some few years, mayhap more.
But to what end? What does Ultima want?
The tapestry. Show them.
By the flames.
Phoenix Gate, Drake's Breath, and now here. But what is it?
It is old, ancient, even. Naught remains of the faith it represents, save what can be gleaned from the image itself. None could tell me what the one in the apothecary meant, even the Undying. But I believe it may be the key to discerning Ultima's purpose. That figure in the center, the one beneath whom the icons congregate, that I believe to be Ultima. He is a god, or at least godlike. His very existence beyond our ken. The icons, and by extension their dominance, are meant to be his subjects, and while some, like Barnabas, have accepted this role, others have rejected it, like you, Clive, which is rather inconvenient, as it appears he needs you most of all. And gods don't like to be disobeyed.
No, I don't suppose they do.
Clive, may I tell Yote of the lake?
By all means.
Yote, I will be accompanying my brother to the Free Cities. Whilst we are afield, I would have you watch over those Clive has made his wards. Omielos delan tuisag ilith. Though well concealed, the hideaway lacks trained fighters to defend its occupants should they be discovered.
But it is my duty to...
As it has ever been my brother's duty, remember.
If that is your wish, Your Grace. But please be safe. If aught were to befall you,
You have my word.
Farewell, my lord, my lady.
We are in your debt, Yote.
Let's find our friends.
saying she cares for you very deeply.
And I her, which is why I had to let her go.
Who among you is bold enough to heat? Is that blade for hire, perchance?
Figure it.
Well, a passing caravan carried with it a rumor most fortuitous for one in my trade. That an elder Dread Evis had been... Dread Evis are aggressive beasts. Compelled as they are to act...
do you want to...
Eventually, yes. Dread, bring me that beast's skin.
All right. I'll hunt your Evis.
Of course, you leave I eagerly await your...
Careful how you pack that leather. Any creases of...
You! Finally.
There's something wrong.
At the university.
The university?
Especially in my heyday. The answers I seek. Would you to an old man a kind...
Climb the stair.
And memorize some... Three of them, to be precise. One each to... I'm here in the hope that those carvings might... Namely,
I can't promise I'll remember everything.
Remember what you can. I'll
How are those new boots treating you?
That Cyril fellow's an odd fish, don't you think?
No history would be complete without mention of the mother crystals.
They're back to how it was. So it's these stones to Canva, and the rest of the boxes to Daniel.
What golden plains might the wanderers have called home, I wonder?
Recent quarry's been hard to find since the sky turned.
It has indeed. Farmers must have settled here in Tabor. I should speak to the old scholar before I forget everything I've read. The engravings were in good repair,
Oh, what the... Oh, come, don't tease. Let's start with...
Guardians of the Crystal, the first stones of Tabor, sacred hold thy noble blood, till ends the mother's labor. I'm pretty sure that was it.
Fascinating. It would seem the founders... But, oh, what...
Wanderers of the Golden Plains, lay your roots in stone. With pride recall thy noble past, and make these rocks or...
No doubt you're right. This is...
Children of the hunters, now tillers of the land, reap her promised blessing and give praise her gracious hand. That's all three.
And so, we add Primet 3 in Guardians. Little, another...
Too many stairs, Bat.
Careful how you pack that leather. Any creases or scratches will bring down the price.
Cyril. How fares the search?
Well, Your Grace, my report shall be with you ere long.
Ah, yes. Yotei is otherwise engaged, at my behest.
And the duty of wardenship?
Fulfilled. For as you see, I've been reunited with my first shield.
I am Cyril, Knight of the Undying and bearer of the Burning Quill, charged with chronicling the mortal deeds of His Grace, Joshua Rosfield, keeper of the Flame of the Phoenix and rightful Archduke of Rosaria.
I entrusted Cyril here with overseeing the investigation into Ultima's origins. Findings from his brothers and sisters afield are delivered here to be collated and catalogued.
Just how many Undying are there?
Not nearly enough, milady. Yet we are glad to give our all in service to the Phoenix. Such is, and has ever been, our creed.
I see.
You have your associates, I have mine. But you may now think of them as ours. That won't be a problem, will it?
The Phoenix is our sun, and we but the shadows that quicken in his radiance. It is from the darkness that we serve, both him and now you. Pray accept this token. For as long as you bear it, members of our order will reveal themselves unto you. If there is nothing further.
No. You are...
Your Grace.
To Canva, then.
We'll talk about... Cyril seemed very, You certainly keep strange bedfellows, Joshua.
The free cities and the sea.
Are you sure this is the right way, brother?
Good girl. Fly, Ambrosia. straight home now. Old he may be, but it looks like there's still plenty of fight in him yet. This thing reeks. Here's your hide.
I work. Clearly, my drawing.
I don't.
Very well. Do not allow me.
Free cities under siege?
Let's go. Gonna mess with the leader of the pack, eh, boy?
Fly, Ambrosia.
You deserve a rest.
Orcs. Then let us be ready.
free men are still holding their own, then.
Do we have any idea where Gav and the others might be?
There's a warehouse near the docks where we agreed to meet if there was any trouble. We should hurry. We're going to do this, we'll need...
Clive, it just so happens that right at this very moment...
And what talents would...
Why, your fearlessness.
I'm listening.
Well, as I'm sure you're aware, when these... Randalar has been particularly badly affected. Many of the capital's bearers, none remain free for long, of course, but the army too.
And you've been looking to buy?
Precisely.
So where does my skill with the...
Though we may have the funds to buy these bearers, so we've been searching for a place where they can be resettled. And we believe we have found one. The place was abandoned a long time ago.
And so we...
How could I refuse?
Excellent. Theo, if you wouldn't mind making...
Of course.
Sounds like you'll have your...
I will. We have an entire village to stock, and even if I begin right now, I'll be working day and night. I'd better get started. Try to clear the place out before the wagons roll in, won't you?
I'll do my best.
You will find a village...
All right.
I'm sure you...
I'll be taking you all to a storehouse in the Bales. Leave anything you don't need.
You know what you have to do. Clive, as you know, our time grows short. The Lord Chief Justice's vultures are circling. We must strike. Before we part, I want you to know that, though I may...
Thank you. But his revenge...
It is the one and it is all that I have lived for.
But what of Lostwing?
I built Lostwing to achieve this aim. My comrades and I are sure of our cause, but There are those among us. I would place Lostwing in their hands, but a village home only to the frail and the infirm. And so, Clive, will you take them to your hideaway, that they might live?
I will.
Thank you. The people I speak of have withdrawn to Goten's Bales, away from danger in case the Black...
Understood.
Then the last of my preparation, and may Griga guide it.
Clive, just...
Oh? And what?
You remember how some of Sir Wade's guardians took up residence here after the Akashic attacked? Well, now the rest have come to join him. Seems their barracks in the Now, I don't mind having a few more brave boys, but we ain't got nowhere for 'em to bed down. Poor buggers. I'd build 'em a new barracks, but where would I put 'em? There just ain't enough room, which leaves us in a bit of a pickle. The people...
I see.
And it ain't just that lot. There's bearers to think. There's been more and more of them turning up lately, but there's only so many we can... We can't keep cramming more and more people into less and less space. And that's what I was hoping you might help me with.
It's no burden.
Thank you.
So?
Well, I reckon we could do a lot...
Eastpool. It's been a long time since I...
It was a tragedy, and if any of us could have done but what's done is done. And those who lived there...
I suppose you...
The blight might be pressing in, but I reckon it's got... There's just one problem. A band of cutthroats have made it their den. And nasty bastards they are too. I've lost some... Would have sent someone to clear them out sooner, if my boy... But now we've got a few more guardians of the flame to call on. I reckon it's time we...
I do. Eastpool was once home to people I loved.
And I know the men will... I've already shared a few thoughts with Sir Wade about... And I dare say he's got some ideas of his own.
Of course. Did you see the pair that got hauled into